You gonna do the intro?
Absolutely, I guess. Welcome to Real Housewives. No, this land since you did. If y'all were with us earlier, Jermaine was on a totally different show, but we are currently about to talk that stuff. Big Brother, season 25, the last week. So we'll start from live eviction until tonight. So you ready to
Okay.
talk that stuff?
Always.
Yes, yes. So when we left off, Riley and Cameron were on the block, and the house is split. Heisem was the HOH, and he also won the veto. And he gave this veto speech that basically blamed Riley for the house split and directly targeted her. And so in the live feeds, they made it seem like his speech was really harsh, and it was, I guess, harsh because typically they don't target, like openly say who they're targeting in their speech. But I didn't think it was as bad as they made it seem. But it was still bad because it would have hurt my feelings. And a lot of his alliance people were like, dang,
How dare this gay man bash this straight, beautiful white woman?
And you know what? Okay, the reason so many other seasons they had women who were the Riley like character type because they always cast somebody in her type, cute white girl or whatever. And they're a different personality. Like they're either mean or they're ugly, not physically, but just like they're not good. I really felt like Riley was a good person at heart. Like I didn't feel like she was.
I agree.
Like who they were making her out to be per se. So I did feel bad for her being targeted. But I mean, it's a game, and at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do. So
but you know what? There's something to be said for class, right?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to do, but it's how you do it. And he did not do it right.
At all. I mean, so bad that he rubbed his own alliance the wrong way. So
I mean, how has that ever happened? Like the very next go round, your own alliance targets you.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I haven't. I mean,
well, I probably
haven't seen people target people, but usually it's not this early in the game because usually they try to wait and till they kind of weed it out, and then it's only y'all or maybe only y'all and a couple more people, and now it's time to make the move. No, they like, look, we'll work it out later. But anyway, Riley, she was like she's never given up in her whole life, and she feels like she can stay in the house when she really can't. But people are promising her vote. Siri promised her vote and all that kind of Siri. I'm saying Siri.
Every time we say it, I'd be like, my phone.
Right. But people are feeling bad for Riley because of that speech. And so it did throughout the week, people started discussing like possibly, keeping her over Cameron or whatever. And so they go back and forth. Long story short.
By the way, speaking of Cameron, did you hear the news? I haven't seen it. I just heard people talk about it. How he's like a deadbeat. Oh, that was you.
Oh yeah. I told you
that was last week.
That's the only place I saw it on Twitter. It was like somebody was just like, I know him in real life, and he's a deadbeat dad, and left his wife, made her lose the house when they got divorced and all that kind of stuff. And he said he was a divorcee and things like that, but he left out the part about him being a deadbeat. So I don't know. We'll see. He was really weird toward Riley. The relationship, they didn't really show it on the show that much, but it's like he had a crush on her, but he was like, I see you as a daughter. It was very weird. But speaking of him, he thought that, because I mean, sometimes it's always a twist and stuff, and they just have not figured out Sari and Jared, but he thought Felicia was Denzel Washington's sister. Guarantee it. He was like, the mannerisms, I mean, it's just uncanny. Just
basically what he's saying is she got a man face.
I thought you were gonna say all black people look the same, but that too, I guess. Yeah.
I can't
Oh
with
my
you.
gosh. But yeah, so the professors have a meeting, and this is where we can see part of. I'm assuming, or at least from what the live feeds, even the reviews that I've heard, this was just a little piece of Heisem personality when he's having a meeting trying to get feedback from the professors. And he was like, "What do you think? It's got to be so and so." It's just like it's almost like he's trying to get their input, but he doesn't really want it, and he can't even be patient enough to act like he's listening to it.
That's
Yeah,
the worst type of leader. I mean,
yeah.
basically, why am I here? You just need me to flank you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do everything, and I'm just a body count for you, right? And so, what's the point? Why should I be here with you? Nah. How
Yeah.
about we do our thing and you do your thing? Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what you want anyway, right? You want to do your
Right.
thing. So go ahead on. No. We'll just get you out of here.
Okay. Or that. And to me, it says a lot. You find out a lot about who a person really is when they're in an elevated position. Like the true character comes out. And whoo, yeah, it was interesting. So um they discussed backdooring him at this point, but at this point, we don't know who the HOH is. So um Heisem, he actually discusses like being stuck on the weaker, quote unquote, weaker side of the house due to his age and not being young and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of gets back to the other side of the house. So they're keeping that in mind too. So anyway, that between them flipping back and forth, they had the live eviction, and I don't think it was any surprise that Riley was voted out 12-0. And I don't know, to me, I know it's a game, but if you are like, I don't know, those hugs at the end, like Heisem hugged her like super long, like he loved her and everything. And I'm like, don't be giving me no extra long hug when you are the reason I,
You verbally crucified me in front
yeah,
of all of America. No, in front of the whole world. You
yes.
you did that, and now you want to hug me? No. I almost cursed. No, you can't do that. You don't
And
have the
it's
right.
different. Yeah, it's different if like, let's say it gets to the final three and it's like, look, we all played hard and you're the one they voted out. It's like, okay, it is what it is. I'll hug you then, but not anyway. So on the HOH episode, Heisem, everything's voted out. He's thinking his HOH was a great success, and he thinks America will feel the same way. They don't. They don't. So Siri is just saying like things changed when Cameron said he plans to go after Heisem. Like basically everybody is targeting Heisem, and so she was like, "Look, I could just sit back and let it all unfold. Whoever wins HOH, I assume that Heisem will be it." So I felt bad for Matt too. He got really emotional after Riley left, and when I think about it, and I think it was tonight's, it might have been Sunday's episode where they kind of let him talk a little bit about his situation. So you hear a little bit about how it is to be deaf. And so he was like, he's better in one-on-one conversations or small rather than the big group conversations. And I can imagine, even when you can hear, keeping up with conversations, because if he has to look at their mouth and they're going back and forth and you don't know who's
Saying
speaking.
what?
And they played a game. I don't know if they didn't show it on the show, but I watched it on the live feeds. It was like they had to say, it was some kind of, I call it a white people game, but like where you, it's like, let's say it's a big group of people. It's a big crowd and you point at somebody and you say like, I don't know the words, but let's say you say whip and I have to point at you and say wow, and then you have to say whistle, and like you have to keep going back and forth. But he didn't, number one, didn't know what they were saying. And then when they go to him and he don't say it, they was like, oh, you messed up. Yeah. And he ended up sitting out of the game because and I think, was it Riley or Mimi? One of them set out with him, or maybe America, but one of them set out with him. Because they were just like, man, this game is not inappropriate, but like, be considerate. But
we didn't think about you.
Yeah. So it was interesting to hear that side. Now it's like I wouldn't say distant, but maybe like a second or third cousin that's deaf. And so I have been around like someone that's deaf, like that the signing, and you realize the things that they
Go through.
go through. Now she isn't verbal, like it'll be like grunts, but she can definitely read lips and sign, and her daughter will like interpret for her. But yeah, so it was just interesting to say that. But I felt bad that he lost somebody that, because Riley would
Really
come
cared
back
about him.
and cared about him and would kind of like interpret things or tell him things that he may have missed in conversations and stuff like that. So anyway, they have the HOH competition, and so this is one of the ones. It's similar to what they've had before, but not exactly this one. But it was a humiliverse competition, but it's where they kind of knock a ball into one of these slots, and the highest number wins. And the two lower scores are have-nots for the week. And so they do their whole thing, hitting the things down the roll. And Phoenicia has the highest score at this point. And so you're kind of waiting to see if she wins. But she wins HOH.
Not thinking she's going to win. Not thinking she's going to win.
Yeah, yeah. And so that was exciting, not only for the professors and for
I knew, because of the live feeds, I knew that she won. But I'm watching the game, and I'm like, it can't be her. it can't be her.
Who's gonna win?
Oh, it's gonna be Jack. It's gonna be Jack.
Oh my god! And sometimes I didn't do it this time because I was like, okay, she's gonna win. But sometimes when you watch the live feeds or spoilers and you know who's gonna win, sometimes it is like that because you're I don't know, because it's so much competition, the way they show it, it's like, are they really gonna win? Because it looks like they might lose and stuff. So anyway, but she won, and I noticed on a couple of these shows, I don't know, I feel like they give the black people, how you supposed to win and you still lose? So she gets a humiliverse prize for winning, where she has to get snotted on like anytime they call her name, but she has to bring somebody else with her. I'm like, I'm not enjoying my HOH if I have to do that for 24 hours. Oh, but
by the way, did she even get to move into the HOH room until after all of that? Because I saw her in other people's rooms.
She must have had to, because she had a lot of conversations, and then even after she did the nominations, which they did a snotty verse. That was funny though, because she had them goggles on and she was like, we back.
By the way, tonight, it was so funny watching her roll. Watching her roll around.
Oh
watching her roll around in it. They call it bubble gum. It wasn't no bubble gum. It was some old snot. It was some old snot.
Okay, we got extra. Or we can recycle the snot. You know,
we want to laugh at your ass. That's what it was.
Oh my gosh. So what was it? Oh, Red in America were have-nots, and Blue of course isn't happy because, you know, she thought her side, somebody from her side, was gonna win. But Heisem is celebrating with, I mean, as he should, because that's his alliance. And he was like, did you see their faces? They were like, oh, they were so sad. And he was just like, I don't have anything to worry about. I don't have to worry about being a nominee, a pawn, or anything. And we were like, oh, I mean, it's like you feel a little bad for him because he does not see it coming. And that's one thing I noticed about this show, and also Survivor. To me, when you get that overconfidence, that's when you really need to be worried. You know, like always be on guard, always, because you just never know. And anyway, they clearly got him. So Izzy and Sari are like, okay, I wonder if Felicia is still down for this back door, because it's one thing to talk about it, it's one thing to be about it, because you gotta, you know, actually do it and reap the ramifications or repercussions
Both
if it doesn't pan out. Yeah,
both of them.
So anyway, I thought it was funny though when she said, you know, he absolutely, seriously, he does not have to worry about being nominated, but he doesn't have to worry about being back door.
By the way, watching her try not to curse is the funniest thing in the world. When she's in those little confessionals, it's the funniest thing in the world, because you know she want to cuss, but she can't cuss.
So can they curse, or they just have to bleep? Or they probably won't show?
Yeah, like in those little confessionals, like I've seen them a couple of times, but it's been a while since I've seen them
Okay.
like beat something out. Like when
Hmm.
they're just like in the house, yeah, they'll
Yeah.
beat then, but like in the confessionals, I think they like say, please don't curse, please don't
Try not to
curse,
curse.
you know.
And I wonder because I know like this is back in the day. I just remember Martin for his show. He was saying like they allot them so many curse words, and you can't say the big ones, but like you can say a couple of them. Like let's say you get 5 a show, and they had to like make sure they calculated that in. Now, now they have like the 3 second or 5 second delay, all the kind of stuff for live things.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I wonder, I'm just wondering if they still have that, or if you get fined, even if they do beep it out and all that kind of stuff. But that's just a sidebar. So Siri and Izzy go to the HOH room to celebrate with Felicia, and pick her brain. They just like, look, it's your HOH. Do what you want to do, but we think you should do this. So they basically,
Give her the
kind of pump
okay.
her up and yeah. So telling her who to nominate and whatever. And Felicia was like, well, look, and it is true. She was like, the last 2 HOHs, it basically came back to bite them because they went out the door the next week. And so she wanted to make sure she plays it right.
It was just the
So
way. It was the way that things were done. It was the way that things were
yes,
done. That's all. That's all. It's
yes.
not what, it's how.
How? Yeah.
And this is the difference between Felicia and Heisem. Felicia went to everyone, look, this is the plan.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we plan on doing. And it doesn't hurt you. It actually hurts my side. So everybody on their side, okay, we cool with that.
We got.
We cool with that. And everyone on her side, they already knew. Now, the thing that I thought was odd and strange, and I do agree with Red on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand that Red has a big mouth, right? I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, you have got to pull him to the side. You've got to pull him to the side and be like, look, hey, look, yes, we made this decision without you. We made this decision without you because we were afraid of you
Yeah.
talking. The evidence is on these occasions, you run your mouth.
And
This is what we put.
they could have even said that we noticed you and Cameron are close and we don't want it to slip out to or something like that. Because at that point, they didn't
Could
know he
have,
didn't know what they had told everybody else.
but for me, I like to
Mhm.
be I like to be as honest as I possibly can.
Yeah.
This is it. Now, I need you to realize the veto hasn't happened yet.
Right. Well, that's what
If we
Tyson
find
did.
out that you run your mouth, well, I probably wouldn't say that.
Yeah, but
But if we find out that you run your mouth, it's not going to be Heisem, it's going to be you, boo.
yeah. So I do agree that they because to me they told everybody else don't say anything and they trusted that they wouldn't. And to me, like you told Cameron don't say anything, and clearly he did. So you might as well have told Red. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, at that point, well, I guess if Heisem, he could have tried to play in the veto or convince people to win or something. I don't know, but anyway, I feel like they should have told Red, because if you feel like you're somebody that's outside of your alliance telling you information about your alliance, yeah, you like, okay, maybe I'm not really.
You second guessing your own alliance.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen that happen too many times on this particular show, where someone in the alliance doesn't find out, and it wasn't because they wanted to X that person out. It was an oversight, right? But you learn from watching Big Brother after all these years the things that you do and the things that you don't do.
Right.
I've seen a Heisem before. This is not the first time that someone has done what Heisem has done. He should have learned that.
Especially so early in the game, but I don't know. I mean, clearly it was enough of his personality that he couldn't change who he really is at the court. Yeah. So I thought it was interesting. This is just a side note with the snot, when Matt did the snot. Now Izzy like her some Matt, like she could be gaying all day, but she like, ooh, snot never looked so good.
Oh Lord Jesus, no.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay.
And he posed too. Oh yes.
Right.
Oh yes.
So
clearly you liked it too. Clearly.
I don't know. I mean, I appreciate it. His snotty nose. Like Jared and Corey and all of them.
You appreciate his snot.
But Blue, we'll give the ladies a shout out. Blue looks nice in her snotty nose too. With her little, she put a little.
Oh, she did. I ain't noticed.
Yeah. Oh, you missed her. Like she did what?
Blue still in the game.
Oh my god! So Felicia and Heisem talking. Of course, he's being Heisem, and he's like, you know what? What do you think? You know what I'm thinking? And so he basically tells her what she should do and be like, whatever you do, I'm 100% behind you. And that, of course, doesn't help his case at all because it's like, okay. Now, what do you think about the Jared and Blue showmance edits? I know Twitter was ablaze because if you watch the live feeds, you realize that these showmance edits aren't as cute as they picked them out to be. So they picked out all the little cute points, but what they leave out is Jared and who he really is. Oh my gosh.
So I think that Jared is a dog. I think Jared doesn't even realize he's a dog. And what's embarrassing is that his mom probably doesn't even realize that he's a dog. The things that he says about women,
females.
And it's not like it's a slip of the tongue. It's not a slip of the tongue.
No.
He once said the thing that you got to realize about women is da 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 da. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I've said that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, but that was like 20 years ago.
And he's standing 10 toes down. Like, to me, honestly, if I have I don't know if I have a strong opinion about something that, and I guess he has no idea, but like if it's controversial and it's wrong, and somebody like, if I say all men are so-and-so, and then a man is like, well, what about your daddy? Or what about, like, and then I'll be like, oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. No, he stands 10 toes down about his bad views of women. And
you're not going to convince him otherwise because he's thought about this.
Yes. So what we're talking about is Jared, one of his views about females is basically that females, and he says females, that's why I'm saying it. Basically, if they have a high count, like a high number of sexual partners, they're whores and sluts and all this kind of stuff. Men, on the other hand, are not. So he would not date a woman, number one, who has a high count or who sleeps with him on the first date. But he can sleep with her on the first date and it's no problem. But
he'll never be in a relationship with her. Yeah. So I think that is highly problematic. So first, okay, so it's been a minute since I've been with a woman. I will say this. However, let me say this. Let me speak for myself. I've been in relationships with people that I slept with on the first night. That's just how it is.
People marry people that's not uncommon. That from what I hear. No, it is. Wendy Williams, the full circle story is not the best, but Wendy Williams talks about it. So anyway, it's happened. So it's not like people can't have a relationship after that or get married. Keep going.
Okay. No, I'm just saying that things have changed so much. And let me say this. When someone tells me, hey, I've been with first real relationship I was ever in, and when I say real relationship, I'm talking about long-term relationship. Mm-hmm. That particular person told me, hey, I've been with so many people I can't count. It's probably over 100. My reaction was, cool, you're experienced. And that was it.
Okay. Now that wouldn't have been mine. But to me, it's different. Okay. To me, it's different if you have an opinion about somebody. Let me see, not opinion. Okay. I think Jared's issue is he could have slept with 100 people and it's fine. But if she does, that's the issue. That's his problem. Whereas, like, if you don't have a problem with somebody that's had 100 partners, and you have had it too, and you know, to me, it's like, is that the issue where you have double standards? But
I get look, I get it. I get it. It's a what you call it? It's the patriarchy, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's the way that a man thinks a woman should be and behave and act and all that other good stuff. I get that.
Mhm.
I really do. But I think that it's antiquated. I think that women should do whatever they want to do, whenever they want to do it,
Freedom.
however they want to do it. Um, and I think the same thing about men. But
Mhm.
in both cases, I think you need to do it with class. I will say that. I think
Mhm.
both men and women need to do it with class. Don't nobody need to know all the people that you've been with.
Right. And that's the thing, that he's pressuring Blue to tell him her number. Like, he's constantly, as far as I know, she's still not telling him, but it's not like he stopped. It's not like, okay, you ain't gonna tell me. It's more like, you come on, tell me every night.
And she
Just like,
shouldn't. She never should. She should get
yeah,
his vote though. Get his vote,
yes.
but never tell him. And when the show is over, leave it. I want to curse so bad.
Go back to your man, because she got a man and he got a woman. They both got, and I think it's almost like he's met his match. I think he's used to being with women that he sees as beneath him and he can manipulate and all that kind of stuff. And he has not met Blue, who, I mean, I'm not gonna say this about her because it seems like she actually likes him. So that may say a little bit about her, but
You know, I don't see
yeah,
anything about him that's so whatever. I don't think he's attractive. I don't think that
nah,
he's particularly sexy.
right.
I think that some people would find his body type attractive. I get that. Okay, might not be yours. It ain't
Mhm,
mine.
mhm.
Um, his whole aura, his
No
whole
swag,
demeanor.
nothing.
Okay, I didn't want to say that, but there's nothing about. And then when you told me that he likes,
Mhm.
I was like, no, I know you're tight. I know you're tight. There's some insecurity that you're hiding,
Yeah.
something that whatever. And I honestly, I think
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
now
What you
I'll
think?
be looking. I'll be looking at everybody.
That's the insecurity he had. He's below average. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yes. I think,
Oh my god.
I think Jag is better.
Oh my god. But I mean, I can believe it because he's definitely giving that type of energy, small energy. Yeah. So, so he's still in the what's the bad group of the what we do last week when we put him in the bad group?
Slytherin.
Slytherin. He's still a
Slytherin.
Slytherin.
Yep. Still a Slytherin.
Yeah. So they ended up she do with the nomination, and as we know, Jag and Cameron are nominated. But the plan is, of course, the backdoor Heisem. And Heisem, oh, Pope, bless his heart. He hopes he doesn't get picked for the veto because he doesn't want to put a bigger target on his back. And it's time for somebody else to win these competitions. This is your time. You should have won, brother. Your time. You should have won. So I might need your help on tonight's episode. But Heisem's excited because he can relax. He can lay low. This is a, great week because, his HOH, unlike Riley, did not leave people wanting to target him. So he's all good. I'm like, I can't believe he said that. Oh my God. I mean, his diaries are like, oh my God.
Delusional.
Yes.
Highly
And
delusional.
so we already talked about her telling everybody except for Red about the backdoor plan. But anyway, even Blue is in on it because she like fake crying and doing her Oscar worthy performance.
Ooh, that was good.
Yes, I thought she was sad.
So much better than Sheree. Do you remember Sheree Whitfield on season 3? she wanted to go into acting. Ooh, Blue got it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Blue got a beat. Blue had tears for days.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. And then he was just like, give me a hug. And she like, oh my gosh. Oh, yes.
And the Oscar goes to Blue.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So Felicia, Izzy, and Heisem are talking about the veto, and they were just like, look, you gotta stay low. He was like, yeah, because I can't be winning or whatever. So it's almost like well, actually, Izzy said he's helping us blindside him because he doesn't want to play the veto. He feels so comfortable. And I don't know, like, and maybe I don't know, I feel energy. I'm not like super energy, but I can feel like if
things are off.
Yeah. And it's just like he don't feel that.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. Izzy was giving a pretty good performance herself in that particular discussion. Izzy was giving a pretty good discussion. Now, the part where she seemed off when when they were in the hammock, and Heisem was just like, she's got to pick Matt. If she doesn't pick Matt, it's gonna ruin all of our games. So Izzy was just like, you know what? I agree with you, and I'm gonna have a talk with her. That was off.
Oh, okay.
That was off. And at that particular point, that's when I would have been like, something ain't right.
Something ain't right.
But he's so full of himself that he can't see beyond himself. He can't see beyond what he wants. That's just it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's funny and sad at the same time. So Mimi got her little shine. They finally showed her in her little in the storage room doing her little break. She was just like, look, I need a break. And I feel like that would be me too. That's why I couldn't do those shows. Because I'm like, them people talking to me for hours. And, and it's like you have to talk to people that you don't want to talk to.
I think that you would be the queen of that. Because you can hold court. You can talk to people that I can tell you don't want to talk to. But they can't tell at all. Talk about not having a clue. Nobody.
Okay.
When your eyes go like this.
But that's for like 30 minutes. I'm talking about 100 days. No. I would definitely need some.
Y'all ain't seen nothing when Michelle don't want to talk to somebody. The whole time.
Oh.
And they think, oh, she's really into this.
So yeah, that's why I wouldn't do. I mean, aside from everything else in the show, the bathroom situation, the bed situation, aside from all of that,
I would love it. I would stay in the bathroom.
Because it's only one. Well, it's two, but one for the majority of the house, and like you got to do all your business in there, and yeah.
Well, the door is closed.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Well, you can wait until like 3 a.m. and then handle your business.
Yeah. And I mean, and I don't, because they have to clean, right? They have to clean behind themselves. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you just don't know. I don't know. It's just a lot.
Oh, you saying you don't trust how people clean?
That and like the showers, one shower, and I'm sure all them people washing their hair, and it's like Greg got his hair all in there. Oh my God, Cameron. Oh.
You said Jag got his hair in there? Jag got hair for days. Jag got hair
so how everywhere. When I wonder how he take his showers, or do they like agree not to, or does he keep his stuff on? Like I wonder how he do his showers.
I mean, he's got to take it off.
But I'm saying the cameras are rolling. I thought that you weren't supposed to see them without their headgear on.
Oh, like an agreement saying that they're not. Okay, I get you. I
don't know. I'm just guessing. Maybe. I don't know.
I need to pay more attention to the lives.
Yeah. But
I really need to pay more attention to the lives. By the way, did you see they kind of blurted out, but when Corey was playing for the veto or whatever, they were all in this little sludge that Miss Felicia was in, and she was rolling around in. Cerie said she was rolling around like a rotisserie.
My mama called me, so I didn't finish tonight's episode. I gotta finish shit. Not a rotisserie.
And then she put some seasoning on herself. No, I'm lying. Oh.
All the way. my God.
No, but Corey, when he was in the sludge, I guess his clothes were not tight enough around his body.
Mm-hmm.
His shorts kept falling off,
Oh.
and he was obviously he was wearing boxes because
Oh.
everything just kept falling. And you could
Wow.
see, I mean, they blurred it out, but you could see, like, the first time that they blurred it out, they blurred the front,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't look like it was showing anything. I guess they were just trying to get it ready because
Oh,
they
okay.
knew they were about to show that part. But yeah,
Mm.
it was just a funny moment. It was just funny.
I got to go and they can watch that. So tell me what else happened because I missed the.
So there was a nice scene where Heisem was talking to Felicia, and he was trying to get her to get Matt out, and she was just like, yeah, Matt, yeah, Matt and Blue, I'm thinking about Matt and Blue, and then he was just like, yeah, but he's the stronger competitor. And he didn't even say competitor, he just said Matt is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, yeah, well, I'm leaning towards Blue. Now, this is the HOH that he's speaking to. And he repeatedly says, but you need to understand that we haven't seen what he can do yet. Exactly. We haven't seen what he can do yet. So why am I concerning myself with him?
Right.
When Blue is the one who could destroy our games,
Exactly.
from their perspective. From their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Her perspective, it is her HOH.
Her HOH.
Right? So, she has to get herself together while at the same time, setting her group up, but whatever. He was just, inserting himself. And then he had a conversation with Izzy, Izzy in the hammock. And he told her basically, why would you concern yourself with a knight when you can get out a king, meaning Matt? Matt is the king and Blue is the knight. So, of course, Izzy goes back into the HOH room, tells Felicia, Sari, and Matt what Heisem said.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia said, oh, that's exactly what I'm going to say when and that's exactly what she said. She said, Heisem, didn't you say this?
I gotta go back.
And then she said, my nominee is Heisem. Ooh, his face.
I know that on the live feeds, the review I heard, they said he was like torn up. Like he could not believe it. Because I mean, it's like you up here on this pedestal and you got knocked all the way down. Yeah. And he's just trying to figure out why. So I got to see that. Ooh.
I hope they tell him. I'm certain by now. I know they told him because he's right now, according to the live feeds, he is spilling all the tea about everything.
Yeah. And I think they initially told him that they heard he was like, and he did say some of the stuff, but like how he was saying he didn't want to be on that side because they were the weak side. And they kind of blamed it on, I think they might have blamed it on Riley or, you always blame on the person that ain't in the house. So we'll see. But I mean, he's gone unless some miracle happens, but I think he's definitely out. And I guess they'll play it from there. And I don't know how, I think they did show that on tonight's episode where Felicia was not happy with the Jared and Blue showmance because it puts a target on your back, number one, and you don't know what he's whispering sweet nothings throughout the night, what you might let slip out, because apparently he's told her 2 nights in a row that he has a secret.
Yep. Yeah.
House. And it's like outside looking in, it's enough information to figure it out, but inside you can't figure it out. But if she tells anybody or she tries to figure it out herself, and eventually
they're gonna start putting 2 and 2 together,
start looking in their face and realize they look just alike, and it's not just black people look alike. Like, y'all really look alike. So yeah, we'll see. But Big Brother, it's off to a good start. What do you think about Sari? Because you haven't watched her. To me, it's different. She's different than on Survivor, and I think because of the game is different. But and we didn't get to see her full like live feeds and all this kind of stuff. Like Survivor, we just got the edits, and so But yeah.
No, I think okay. So this is my honest reaction. I think that they've overhyped her.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think that if her son weren't on the other side, then her game would have looked completely different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think that the professors probably would be losing right now if it weren't for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see how her time in Survivor has prepared her for this. I do think, however, that her time in Survivor has escalated the game. Her presence has escalated the game because the group itself, the professors, they have waffled so many different times about who it was that they wanted. It took
Mm-hmm.
like they had a target, they changed the target. They talked to somebody else, they changed the target. They talked to somebody else, they changed the target.
Yeah.
Somebody else walks into the room, they changed the target. It was chaos. It
Yeah.
was sheer chaos trying to figure all of this stuff out. But I think that has a whole lot to do with Survivor.
Yeah.
At least the Survivor that I remember from the first 3 seasons
Mm-hmm.
when I watched it. That was par for the course. In Big Brother, that's not how things go. But I love it. I like it. It's drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and it's starting the game off like real because it seems like the sometimes the first couple of weeks boring because everybody agrees on the target and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm. And they're
Where
still trying to get to know each other. And
yeah, and so but this has been good. Now I will say I would have liked to see her in the house without her son. I feel like she still would have been. It's something about her social game, and I don't know what it is about her personality that draws people. I don't know because even like her first season when nobody knew her on Survivor. Of course, when she came back, people knew her. But so yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if Jared also would have been as protected if it wasn't for her.
get
Too.
that boy out. Get
He
that
can
boy
go. He
out.
can go. I'm ready. I'm voting when it's time for him. He on the block.
America's Choice.
Yes. Okay. Oh
Who do
my
we
God.
want out? Jared.
Oh my God. Now, just today, who would you like to see win Big Brother? Just based on who's left today.
Well, to do that, let's see if we can do this.
Oh, look at the people.
Mhm. Oh, nope, not that one. Let's go up here.
Not just Luke gone. I just saw that.
Yeah. Okay. Who would I like to win? Woo. I think I would someone that I would like to see win. I think right now I would. Okay, so there are 3 people.
Oh,
3
I have
people.
3 too. Okay, I'll see who your 3 are.
So I'm looking at Jag, I'm looking at Nicole, and I'm looking at ooh. Okay, let me revise my 3. Still with Jag, still with Nicole.
Okay.
Corey.
So I have Mimi, Corey, and I have Miss Felicia. I think I don't know. I like her, and it would be nice to see an older person win. And it's something about her personality where she can still tell you the target and you still trust her. I don't know. It's something about her. I like Miss Felicia, and she's entertaining. So
She is entertaining. Did you see or that clip maybe where she she confronted Jag?
what did she say? I don't know if I saw it.
Confronted Jag. Like, okay, so somebody lied or insinuated something, and she thought that Jag told what they were planning on doing. So she confronted Jag, and she was like, I forget exactly what she said, but she was basically like, tell me it's not you. Tell me you didn't do blah, 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 blah. And she did it in front of everybody.
I heard
Everybody.
the clips. I gotta find the clip, but I heard about that, but I haven't seen it. Okay, don't play with Miss Felicia. Even though it was
the whole time Jag was like, huh? What? Huh?
I don't know.
In his big bird, not birthday, in his big bird suit.
Poor thing didn't know what's coming. Oh man. But yeah, so Big Brother is bringing it. So, well, yeah, no shock, but tomorrow, we'll see how some leave out the door. We'll just see how they edit it and see what they show tomorrow.
I hope it's all of him spilling tea. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see because it's drama. I like drama.
Yeah.
Give me drama.
I don't know how much it'll help because it sounds like at least from the live feeds, that Sari has things on lock where people may want to target her, but they're scared to tell somebody to work because it may get back to her, and then now you're the new target.
So this is what I imagine. I imagine anything that he says about Izzy and Sari is going to pique everyone's attention. And they are going to ask more and more about the two of them, because the two of them, they're basically on everyone's radar. They know that the two of them have this whole game on lock. So anything to bring them down will work well for everyone. And that's part of the reason why I think Corey is strategically placed. I think he's in a good spot right now. I just like Mimi. That's a personal thing.
Yeah.
And there's something about Jag that I like.
Okay. I like Jag too. I don't know if I want to see him win. I do want to see him make it far. And it's something about sometimes they call them floaters, but the people in the middle usually make it further. It's like they'll knock out sometimes the low people and sometimes knock out, the big targets. And then it's the people in the middle that's kind of like making it to the end. So we'll get to see them. And I feel like because of the way the game is now, like it's like if you're winning, if you're in the majority, you get to be more strategic. You get to see, play the game a certain way. But it's also interesting to see, if Jag and Blue and all of them can like make their way. I mean, at some point it's got to flip a little bit, because if they're gonna do something to make it flip, if it get too heavy on one side. So we'll see. A scary verse, humility verse, or some verse.
Let me tell you, all it takes is two HOHs. All it takes is two HOHs. Let's say Jag, or hell, let's say what's her name? Bowie.
America.
Or America, right? Those people tend to, which pisses me off. Those people, the floaters, they tend to nominate floaters.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like that. But if somebody like let me look at these pictures.
Look at them again.
If somebody like Matt, Jag, who's left? I
would say
Matt or Jag. Yeah. If Matt or Jag win and it's back to back, then they're going for the professors or the Phoenix 7 or the Savage 7.
I don't love track of all of these alliances.
Yeah. They're gonna pick them off, right? And if they pick them off, by picking them off, that also gives them the opportunity to solidify more of whatever with the floaters.
Yeah.
Right. And so now the floaters are aligned with them, and it's more of a balance. That's the type of game that I love. I love the tit for tat, going back and forth. Who's going to win? Because then HOH becomes much more important. Winning veto becomes much more important. That's what I like. When one side dominates, boring. I don't want to see that.
Yeah. So we'll see. So like now we're rooting for somebody win. But I don't want Corey to win HOH, mostly because I don't want him to play his cards. I like Corey. Jared can win because, no, they need to get him out. So I was like, I want him to play his cards so people can see whose side he really on.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they all know that he's not on their side.
Yeah,
even though a couple people don't believe it. I'm trying to remember who it is that don't believe that Jared is on Felicia and Sari's side. I can't remember.
No, it's not. I don't know. Seemed like Jag didn't at one point, but I think he may now. I think he at one point Jag didn't, but I think he does now.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
But yeah, that was Big Brother.
Yeah. Well, as always, thank you all so very much for watching. Don't forget to kiss the subscribe button, click on the like button, share us on all your social media, nibble on the notification button, and make love to our senses in the comments. Y'all have a great one. Thank you.